Okay, let's get something straight here from the very get-go. The console wars are pretty stupid. Regardless of how you want to put it, the lengths that people will go to defend their choice piece of entertainment is ridiculous. What the console wars are really about is arguing over a brand name, and for some reason it's so much more hostile than the Android versus Apple debate, or the Coca-Cola versus Pepsi debate. Not that any of them should be hostile in the first place. People have berated and defamed others over the console wars, and there's really no reason why they should. All consoles provide distraction and entertainment. The latter is up for debate for only the most hardened minds, but let's face it, if you're really struggling to find any enjoyment out of a video game, you might want to consider a new hobby, just saying. But are consoles really that important and irrelevant? Coming from somebody who has stood by consoles since the first time I ever held a controller, I don't fall into the quote-unquote PC master race group by any means. But I can see where a lot of these people are coming from in certain areas. If we want to argue relevancy, we have to start by taking a look at what benefits consoles offer that PCs failed to deliver with, and there are a couple. First, there's affordability, and I'm not talking about the hardcore gamer either. Gamers tend to put a lot of money into their games, and it can be argued that for sacrificing a couple of day one purchases for the year, instead of buying a PS4 or Xbox One, they could add a couple $100s to get a perfectly functional gaming PC. But not for the casual gamer, the average consumer. You know, the mom and dad who buy a Nintendo for their kids, or the 12-year-old boy who just wants to play Call of Duty or Battlefield with his friends from school. For casual consumers, gaming isn't an investment, and a $250 price tag slapped on a Wii U, or hell, even a $400 price tag on a PS4 looks a lot less intimidating than the slightly higher price tag on a computer, not to mention all the foreboding swaths of technical hurdles they envision for the future. A console turns on and you play the game. A PC just seems so much more complicated to them. Second, we have the obvious exclusives. Now, of course, this is a product of the console, and if said consoles were to no longer exist, exclusives wouldn't either. But as they stand, exclusives are what sell your console, and third-party games are the included bonus of it all. This is usually the focal point of many arguments, and I guess I understand why. But that doesn't make it any less pointless. Again, it comes down to the brand name. Nintendo has Mario, Sony has Nathan Drake, and Microsoft has Master Chief. And well, which mascot are you shelling out hundreds of dollars for? That's for you to decide. The third point is couch play, and in this day and age, I guess couch multiplayer would be a more acceptable answer. What with the upcoming release of Steam boxes and other machines that will be able to stream your Steam library directly to your TV. Consoles do have the market cornered on the split-screen shooter action in Mario Karting, but until double-wide leather office chairs start becoming a popular thing, it's not likely PC gaming will take this away, though it could be remedied fairly quickly. But that's really it. Aside from those three mostly fallible points, I wouldn't say so much with the first one, consoles are basically worthless. Does that mean you should stop buying them? Well, no. As of right now, those 3 points do still hold water, and if you're to sell your console immediately, you'll be missing out on a lot of potentially amazing upcoming exclusives, such as Halo 5, The Legend of Zelda Wii U, Uncharted 4, Star Fox Wii U, No Man's Sky, and Quantum Break. But we're starting on a path toward the inevitable. We did, starting with the Xbox 360, really. A console practically devoid with exclusives, and those that it did have could be accessed on the PC for the most part. The same can be said about the PS4 and Xbox One these days, and with technical specs becoming ever more comparable to PCs, we're starting to sense a falling out here, aren't we? I had a conversation with someone just the other day about all this, and they made a point that what set apart these companies is beginning to become null. Nintendo was known for its many exclusives. Sony had always been the go-to place for JRPGs, indies, experimental games, and action platformers, while Microsoft was everybody's FPS and sports game machine. Now the lines are blurred, and even the most unique of the three companies is failing in the home console market due to a slew of poor marketing and PR decisions, as well as a lackluster hardware. And yet, I own a PS4. I love my PS4 to death, and for the time being, I see no reason for me to personally switch to PC gaming. Will I at some point? Well, I think consoles will certainly plateau within the next decade or two. For what reason, I couldn't tell you, but there's going to come a point where there really is no reason to buy these systems aside from the brand name. And really, that's all that will keep these systems afloat in the future. And all three systems have good games, guys. Though they may not tailor to your personal needs, every top-of-the-line console has put a smile on somebody's face and given them several minutes to several hours of enjoyment and beyond. To answer the original question, are consoles relevant? Well, yeah. For now, anyway.